Morocco is protected by its men. A sentence that could at first sight appear as a metaphor, stemming from a feeling of pride in belonging to a kingdom that is proud of its people. However, for those who know well the hidden dangers that threaten the stability of Morocco and its citizens will be certain that there are men working in the shadows, protecting this country. Men with only one goal: to ensure the security of their nation and its citizens. Although the series of terrorist attacks that have hit the kingdom can be counted on the fingers of one hand, the threat has been looming over Morocco and its citizens for years. The names of terrorist organizations targeting Morocco and other countries around the world may vary, but they all have one objective: bloodshed. Since 2002, Moroccan security services have managed to dismantle more than 200 terrorist cells. Their approach is based on two fundamental pillars: vigilance and proactivity. Throughout these years, terrorist cells that have targeted Morocco were diverse and varied according to their dangerousness, whether in their nature, potential, the number of their members, as well as the types of weapons and equipment they had at their disposal. In this video, we will talk about the Mujahideen movement in Morocco, known as one of the most dangerous terrorist organizations, which almost caused a real bloodbath in Morocco, thanks to the vigilance of Moroccan authorities that managed to dismantle it and put an end to its activity on the 5th of May 2012. The Mujahideen movement in Morocco was founded in 1978 by Abdelaziz al-Na'mani. This movement was active inside and outside of Morocco, but since the death of al-Na'mani in 1984, the movement lived in the shadows until 1994. This movement attracted a number of Moroccans living in France and Belgium, but this movement resurfaced during the arrest of Abdelal Ziyad, one of the perpetrators of the Atlas Asni hotel terrorist attack in Marrakesh in 1994. It later turned out that this case was linked to another organization and not to the Mujahideen movement in Morocco. However, the movement will make headlines again during the arrests following the attacks that shook Morocco on the 16th of May 2003, proving therefore that the Mujahideen movement was still active at that time.
لقد ضرب الإرهاب الدولي هذا المساء بمدينة الدار البيضاء.
The 2003 Casablanca bombings were one of the deadliest terrorist attacks in the country's history. Terrifying events that shook deeply Moroccans, but also Moroccan security services. Strange and shocking information has been revealed following security investigation reports provided by domestic intelligence services that led to the identification to the arrest of perpetrators of these attacks, but also that of others who were planning to commit other terrorist attacks. However, what the police did not expect during the searches was that among those arrested was a French national named Robert Richard Pierre-Antoine, one of the supervisors of a group of suicide bombers who were preparing to carry out attacks similar to those of the 16th of May 2003. Among those arrested in Robert Antoine's group was Mohammed al-Nukawi, emir of the Mujahideen movement in Morocco. He was sentenced to life imprisonment in absentia in 1984. After his arrest, a set of weapons was seized, consisting of 2 pistols and a Kalashnikov rifle, in addition to ammunition. During the investigations, Mohammed al-Nukawi revealed that a person named Ali Aarras was the one who smuggled these weapons into Morocco. He was responsible for arming the Mujahideen movement in Morocco and its financing in Belgium. With these weapons, al-Nukawi revealed that the Mujahideen movement was seeking to assassinate a number of important personalities in Morocco. This was the first time Ali Aarras' name was mentioned, and it was not the last.
انتمى علي عراس إلى حركة المجاهدين في 1981، والتقيت به مرات عديدة، يعني في فرنسا، في بلجيكا، في المغرب. فكان هو المسؤول اللوجستيكي أو المادي على الحركة. فعلي أعراس هو اللي أولا دخل السلاح الأول اللي توجد في بركان في 2003، هو اللي دخلوا ليا، وكان فيه كلاشين وجوج مسدسات بالذخيرة ديالهم. ثانيا السلاح اللي توجد في طنجة، مسدسين صغار. وكذلك السلاح اللي توجد لما ألقي القبض علينا في جهة تيفلت. علي أعراس هو اللي كان مسؤول عليهم، يعني هو اللي دخلهم، فهو اللي كان مسؤول في الجماعة على القضية ديال السلاح وتدخيل السلاح. كما أن السلاح اللي كان في 2005 هو كذا المسؤول عليه، يعني اللي كان دخله من الخارج، يعني فهذه كانت مسؤوليته هو، يعني هو اللي كان هذا اللي قلت السوتيان لوجيستيك المادي والمعنوي، هو اللي كان كيقوم به في الجماعة، وهذا دوره. ما كانت واحد لأنه كانت له خبرة عسكرية وكان مدوز العسكر في بلجيكا، فكانت مسؤوليته ومعرفته جيدة بالسلاح.
The 2003 Casablanca bombings have prompted the Moroccan security institutions to reconsider its functioning, especially after the growing threat of terrorism during that period. Thus, the response to those who threatened the security of Moroccans was to anticipate attacks in order to prevent them from happening. Precise information provided by the General Directorate of Territorial Surveillance to the police in 2008 made it possible to dismantle one of the most dangerous terrorist networks known as the Aarrass cell, in reference to its leader, Abdelkader Aarrass, who was in fact only a member of the Mujahideen movement in Morocco. A deadly terrorist network that, from the nature of weapons seized during the dismantling, proved how dangerous it was and how bloodthirsty its plans were.
وقد بيّنت المعلومات المتوفرة أن المعني بالأمر تشبع منذ السبعينات بأفكار تيارات وتنظيمات الراديكالية الإسلامية، من بينها جماعة الإخوان المسلمين والطلائع الإسلامية وحزب التحرير الإسلامي، وانخرط سنة 1980 في صفوف الحركة الثورية الإسلامية المغربية، ثم التحق في سنة 1982 بحركة المجاهدين في المغرب.
Searches conducted at the time led to the seizure of a large arsenal of weapons and ammunition, namely 9 Kalashnikov rifles, 2 UZ submachine guns, 7 Scorpion machine pistols, 16 automatic pistols of various types, as well as a quantity of ammunition of various calibers. These firearms were all smuggled into Morocco by Ali Aarras. Given Ali Aarras' involvement in the smuggling of arms into Morocco, the Moroccan authorities issued an international arrest warrant against him. He was then arrested by the Spanish authorities in 2008 and extradited to Morocco in 2010, where he was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Furthermore, the Moroccan authorities conducted an investigation in March 2010 with an Algerian national named Mohammed bin Rabih bin Attou, who had been extradited from Belgium to Morocco, on the basis of an international arrest warrant issued by Moroccan authorities, who had received information about his involvement in Ali Aarras' case. Following an agreement with Ali Aarras, Ben Attou confirmed that in 2005 he bought weapons from a Croatian arms dealer based in Brussels. These include 50 pistols and a dozen Kalashnikovs, in addition to a large quantity of ammunition, hand grenades, and remote-controlled explosive devices. Investigations revealed later on that Abdelkader Aarrass acted as a mediator between the Algerian Ben Attou and the Croatian arms dealer, while Ali Aarras financed the transaction. The investigation wasn't over yet. Arresting Ali Aarras did not put an end to the Mujahideen's movement's activity. But what security services did not know at that time is that they have not yet managed to get their hands on a large part of the weapons brought in by Ali Aarras. On the 5th of May 2012, Moroccan authorities announced, on the basis of information provided by domestic security services, the dismantling of the terrorist organization known as the Mujahideen movement in Morocco, and the arrest of some of its members who were subjects of search warrants. The police investigation was successful. Several weapons were seized. These weapons were smuggled into Morocco from Belgium by Ali Aarras and were hidden in farms in the area of Tifelt and Sab'ayun. Investigations at that time also uncovered the mystery of the disappearance of a former emir of this organization, called Ali al-Busghiri, who had been running away from the police for 9 years. His body was found buried in secrecy in the previously mentioned farms. He died of cancer in 2009 and avoided going to hospitals while he was sick. Some people can successfully deceive others for many years. Their dark side can't stay hidden for long. Remember that the truth is inevitable. Lies require commitment, and commitments do not suit traitors.